Hello everybody. Hey, I'm going to take this wedge off this log splitter. You guys seen the video the other day where I broke the wedge off the ram. I'll show you guys how it works. So this piece, if you remember, is a piece that went flying at the camera. I broke the bolt on it, but this piece is welded onto the wedge. The weld broke. So I'm just going to pull, there's just a few bolts here on this side. Pull that off, take it to the shop, re-weld this, get a new bolt for it and stuff. So I think I might re-pull from this wedge a little bit too. I don't know, I'll have to look at it when I get to the shop. Alright, so I got this split wedge off the log splitter, brought it down the shop here. Did a little grinding on this piece that broke. You guys seen the other video, this piece is actually what flew over the top of the camera. So I cleaned it up on the weld. Show you on this other side what we got. So this piece fits on there like so, and it's about 1.25 inch shaft, so I'll make sure I get on there. But I'm going to clean all this old weld up. There's a little weld across the top over here. It just didn't look like it got welded real good in the beginning, but yeah, not a big deal. On this other piece, probably clean some of that weld up there and just do a little heavier bead on it. So here we go. So the weather's real nice. So I slid my little table over here out by the door. It is so nice. I got a little January thaw going on, I think. It's about 40 degrees outside. A few days ago it was only 15 degrees, was like, or 20 was the high of the day. So yeah, it's pretty nice right now. We'll take it. Let me show you guys what I got. So I cleaned this weld up real good. That turned out good using that big electric grinder. So now I got this weld right in here. That the weld's not too good in there. I wanted to clean that out. I can't get in there with that bigger grinder. So I got this little air grinder. I think I can reach in there pretty good. Clean that up on both sides, and then what I'm gonna do is just put a big old fatty weld right on that to kind of beef that up a little, and maybe a small weld right in there. So well, I had this little grinder set up and stacked, and the grinder broke. did is just marked it. Its shaft is 1.25 inches, so I just went about 1.5 inches to give it some room. We'll tack her in place, see how it looks. Show you guys something a little bit interesting. This is for the non-welders. Guys at Weld know this already, but so what I did is I put a tack, just a small tack of weld on this side. I was holding it just with my hand, and by welding that, you could feel that piece pulling to the metal, or pulling to the heat, excuse me. Do you guys see that gap right there? That was, when I started welding, that pulled that around. So the guys that weld for a living know that you put a little tack on this side, and you gotta take your hammer, push it back over because it's pulled. Alright, so I put a little tack on both sides. I'm a chicken. I'm going to run up and take it to the log splitter and fit it. Make sure it fits good before I weld that all the way out. Alright, so I got it all fitted up. Put a little weld across the top right there. I'm going to just put some good weld here, another good weld right there, and we'll flip it over. So these welds are pretty big, heavy welds, 1/8 inch rod. But it didn't turn out too bad for an old farm kid. Flip it over and we'll do the other side. I think I'm gonna call that good. That's a whole lot more weld than was on it. I think it turned out pretty good. So, all right, I think I got that welded up. A little better it was. It's got quite a bit more weld on it, so I think that'll hold a lot better. I'm gonna sharpen this. I mean, I've done some videos of this log splitter splitting that wood, and it's violent, man. It throws them it splits out logs and throws them pieces. I think part of the problem is the way this splitter wedge is. So I'm gonna sharpen. I'll show them and do. So the way this splitting wedge is profiled, see how wide it is here real quick? I mean, it really widens out. I think what I'm gonna do is just use the grinder, try to re-profile that, take some of that material off, like through there, so it's got a little bit of a narrower point on it, and then widens out. So I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Well, I think I'm gonna try that. What I've done is, how well you guys can see it, but I've changed this profile just a little bit. Right in this part of the cutting, or the splitting wedge, it almost rounded out. And so I've got it straight this way on both sides, right in this area. And then, of course, put a little nicer edge right on the leading edge of the splitting wedge. So we'll have to give that a try. Alrighty, well, I think I got this splitting wedge fixed, ready to go back together. It's awful dark now, so I'm not going to do anything with it. We'll catch it tomorrow. Show you guys how it finishes out. Alright, everybody, got that the wedge on the wood splitter welded back up, and we're going to put it on and give it a shot, see how it works. ready, got her back on, simple enough. On that splitting wedge, you seen that log there kind of jumped apart? It wasn't nothing like it was. It was slinging logs 30 feet or split wood 30 feet before, so I think we made a huge improvement on it. Well, if you guys have seen that, but that log splitter, even without a log in there, is kind of jumpy. I think it's low, maybe low on oil. It doesn't have a sight glass or anything, so I'm going to try to check it and go get some more hydraulic oil and top it off. Maybe it's just a little bit low, and when it gets hot, it's kind of sucking air. Alright, so I put a little bit of oil in that, a gallon or so. I really, without putting a stick down in there, I can't see how much oil's in there. So we'll give it a try. I actuated it a couple times. It seems like it's doing good. So we'll see how it does with the log in there. Well, all right, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I think the sharpening on the split wedge made a big difference on it. I think it still needs a little bit of oil. What I need to do is take that cap off and take a clean rod and stick down in there and kind of see where I'm at. It probably needs to be half full or a little better. So, because it seemed to behave better after I put some oil in it. I think it needs a little bit more. So, show you what my day's work looks like. So I got my little Kubota side by side here. About filled the whole bed of that thing with this split wood and here in just a couple hours. So the old log splitter does pretty good. So